Hello and welcome to Gabbett Media, I'm Grant Abbott, and today I'm going to talk about the book about the anatomy of facial expression. So I got sent this is from the same guys that done anatomy for sculptors, and I can really say I'm very impressed once again. I'm very happy. They asked if I wanted a copy of this, and I said yes, certainly, and I'm doing them a favour back and reviewing it because it really is exceptional work. It's as good as, certainly, as the anatomy for sculptors, which I thought was absolutely incredible. And if you flick through, you can see that they start off with the skull. And in fact, someone said to me once that you should always understand the skull, then the muscles, and then the fatty sort of tissue on top when you're sculpting. And I'm assuming the same is for animation and anything you do like that. So if you're into character sculpting and character animation, then something like this is a must, I would say. They've got loads and loads of photo references. If I just flick through, you'll get a rough idea, hopefully if you can see this, that every single page is absolutely rammed full of images. And that's what I really like about it. The images as well aren't just simple photos. They've broken it down with loads of diagrams, and the diagrams are easily color-coded for people like me. And you can then really easily separate what structures are which and how you should be forming your shapes and so forth. I just absolutely love it. And for people like me that are really visual in the way we learn and understand things, this is absolutely a must. I hate it when I see books about art that have loads and loads of written content. I want to see pictures and diagrams and those sort of things. And this is exactly that. I would say, from my point of view anyway, that you don't really need to be able to read the content. So let's say you speak another language and you don't speak English, you don't have to be able to. You could easily understand this book just by flicking through. And I haven't really read much of it. I've read bits of it certainly, but I haven't read much, but I'm easily able to see exactly what I need to do, where all the muscle groups are and so forth, because of that picture reference style and the breaking down, the diagrammatic style. Absolutely brilliant. Now in terms of pricing, it is a pricey thing. At the moment the PDF, the ebook, is $40, so that's as cheap as you can get it. Then the paperback, this version, is $46.70, and the hardback is $70. I think there's a sale on at the moment, so there is a slightly reduced price at the moment, so maybe rush out and get a copy, I don't know. So yes, it is fairly pricey, but most references of this quality would be a lot more, in fact. So I think it's a very reasonable price for what it is. It's absolutely brilliant. I would also actually recommend getting the PDF version, because then you can take those photos easily and put them inside your programs as reference images, or have them on a separate monitor. And I just find that sort of thing easier than flicking through a book. I do quite like having a book. There's something weird about having a paper copy that's really nice. But actually I think the PDF version is going to be much more useful for us, and it's cheaper, and you probably end up saving the planet because you don't have to print off trees, and the artist would probably get more from that as well. So I think generally I'd go for the PDF version personally. I do find when I'm searching for references on the internet that it can be quite troublesome to get good images, and then you end up trying to do it with a mirror, and you're doing these sort of facial expressions into the mirror, trying to capture that sort of essence of the expression, whereas having the actual anatomy, the muscular structure, I think is so much more helpful, and it's much easier as well when you don't have to keep looking in a mirror going like this all the time. So it's well worth getting something like this if you can stretch and afford it. So I'll just round this up by saying thank you very much to the guys over at Anatomy for Sculptors for sending me a copy, and I hope this review is helpful to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.